Once again, it's me, and today's video is for April 23rd, Thursday, April 23rd, and it's about reading your favorite subject. Okay, what you're going to do, I am going to read, and then you're going to send me a video to check your pronunciation for your reading. But first, you're going to listen to me read, and then I will explain in the next video how to do your work on page 102 and in the workbook. Okay, let's begin. It says, The Whistlers. My name is Francisco. I was born 12 years ago and I am an only child. This is my story. I live in a radiant, almost perfectly circular island of the coast of Africa. It was once a volcano raised from the ocean, full of pride and power from all hilltop where I live. I can see many kilometers. To see it east lies the warm blue sea shimmering in the midday sun. To the west of the beach where I swim in the summer, I explore among the date palms that grow in the sand. In the north of the cloud forest, misty and mysterious, the forest is full of endless trails that went between the pine trees. It's easy to get lost here, but I know the trails well. Also, in the north of Laurel Forest, where the giant ferns grow, that's part of the island is so dense it's almost impenetrable. The fern there tower over me. As I walk finally to the south in the hilltop where my friends lives. One evening about a year ago, I was sitting on the very spot watching the sun go down. I felt lonely and I longed for a brother or sister to talk to. My parents are farmers and our house is far from the nearest town, so I rarely see people in my age. When a pesky mosquito bit me, I turned to brush it away and noticed a figure waving at me. It was another boy, standing in the hilltop in the south, scrambling hastily to my feet. I waved back. Hello, I shouted as loudly as I could. I'm Francisco. What's your name? But the reply came back. Distance separating us was too great for our voices to carry. We waved until the sun went down and we could no longer see each other. The following evening, we waved again. We tried to single our arms, but it was too hard to see clearly across the valley. I ran inside my house and I took a pot of wood and spoon from my mother's kitchen. Perhaps it would hear me if I banged loudly enough. Maybe together we could devise a code. I banged that pot till my arms ached, but another boy still couldn't hear me. Determined though I was, by Sunday I was out of the ideas. I desperately wanted to communicate with the boy on the other hilltop, but nothing seemed to work. Irritated, frustrated, and lonelier than ever, I laid on my back watching the clouds float across the sky. A sharp crystal clear traveled piercingly through the hot afternoon air. You put put, it seems to say. It was song of the Hopi bird. I listened intently at its mix with the tingling of gulls' bells down in the valley below. It was that then I remembered that the whistling. When I was very young child, my grandfather told me that inhabitants of our island used to whistle to each other to communicate across the rigid landscape. I leaped to my feet and ran to my grandfather's house to find exactly how whistling language worked. It had known at once, and maybe he could teach me. The evening, as the sun began to set, my friend and I took our customary position on our respective hilltops. I waved and he waved back. Then putting one finger in my mouth, my grandfather had shown me. I whistled the first message. Hello, what's your name? The whistle streamed at my lungs and shot across the valley. I paused waiting expectantly for a reply. Within seconds, my friends whistled back a message. My name is Alejandro. Who are you? I'm Francisco, whistled overjoyed. For the next hour, even after the sun had gone down in the horizon, Alejandro and I practiced our new language. Today, Alejandro and I have never met. I am never lonely. Just one quick whistle, all it takes to call my friend on the hilltop. Once my message has sent, I know I'll be a matter of minutes until I hear an answer. Okay, so I want to hear your pronunciation and I want you to send it on a video. Have a great day. Okay, now that we have read the story, now I'm going to explain what you're going to do on page 102. Okay, on the conversation and understanding, it says, have you ever felt lonely? What did you do about it? Okay, when you have nobody to talk to, what did you do? Who did you call? Or who do you text? Nowadays, we use a lot of technology. Okay, number one, what is the setting like? Whistlers feel the organizer. Okay, what is the setting? Do you remember the setting? Is the place where this happened. I want you to write where it happened from the story. On the next one, how did they describe it? Some of the adjectives that we use from the beginning in the vocabulary is how to describe it. So I want you to write it here. Okay, and why is it important? Why is it important to describe a place for a reader? That means if I am reading something, why is it important to know what is describing? Like I said on the earlier, if you're describing Acapulco, I want to know why and how and where. Okay, very good. And the next page, on the next example says, circle the correct question. Example, people on the island use whistling where it has to be A, B, C, or D. These answers you will find in the story. Okay, and in exercise C, it says words and contents. Look at the words you circled in the story, then use the complete the sentence. Okay, in the beginning of the page, on page 99, it says to circle these words. And these are the words that you're going to use to answer exercise C. Okay? You're going to answer exercise C from the vocabulary that you have on page 99. Okay? And also in the workbook, it's this familiar with the story that you did in your student book. You're going to read the story, and on the front in exercise A, it says, read again. Think about what the settings of the story, how are they described? Also, you're going to write what describes the story, the settings, the place. And on page 93, it says comprehension. What are two settings? The Hillberry Shield. How is each one described? Fill the organizer. Okay, the story settings. Describe. What is this describing from the story? How is the setting is described? This is the place. This is the adjective, and this is you going to explain how from the story. Circle the correct answer. You have a multiple choice. You have A or B. Then you have to get your answers from the story. And exercise C, words in the contents. Rewrite the sentence. Put the words in the parentheses in the correct place in each sentence. Example, number one, children have no brothers or sisters. Children only brothers have have no brothers or sisters. Okay, so it has to be children only have. And so on with the next ones. You have to put in the correct one. And letter D, about you. In what situation would be useful to communicate with your friends? In quotes, for example, some of you guys, I don't know, not all of you, use the FIFA, FAFA, FEFE, FIFO to communicate using the F. So I want you to use some codes that you used to communicate with your friends. Okay, that's for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.